Welcome everyone to Discover This, and welcome back if you've checked us out before. Today we're at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City, and there's a lot of famous people buried in this cemetery, but today we're here for one specific reason, and that is to check out the grave of Frank Sinatra. So many of you know that Frank Sinatra lived a good part of his life out here in the Coachella Valley, having houses in Palm Springs first and then building his compound out in Rancho Mirage. And many of you probably know he's been buried here in Desert Memorial Park since he passed away. Some of you may have come out here to visit him. Now at the end of his life, Frank was in bad health, and Barbara Sinatra, his wife, moved them to their house in Beverly Hills to be closer to Frank's doctors. On May 14th, 1998, Frank was having trouble breathing, and he was taken to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, where doctors worked on him for about an hour and a half before Frank had a heart attack and died. Now Barbara was there, but Frank's daughters, Tina and Nancy, were not. They weren't notified until about a half hour after Frank had died. You see, Frank's daughters didn't get along with or like Barbara Sinatra, and the feeling was mutual. And when the daughters found out that he had been alive at the hospital for almost 2 hours, and they could have been there when he died, they were more than slightly upset. They believe that Barbara deliberately had the hospital delay notifying them, and of course Barbara didn't notify them. Now, as a bit of a backstory, those of you who have studied Frank Sinatra's life and things know that he always carried dimes in his pocket from way back when. Something he always did from the time he was really young, so that he'd never be caught without payphone money. Now, Frank Sinatra's funeral was on May 20th, 1998 in Beverly Hills. And at the funeral, his daughter Tina placed an envelope into the pocket of the jacket Frank was being buried in. And inside that envelope were 10 dimes and a note that said, "Sleep warm, Papa." And after the funeral, Frank was brought here to Desert Memorial Park and buried pretty much next to his parents. Now, Barbara Sinatra had picked out a grave marker, apparently without any input from the daughters or other family. She had picked these out prior to him passing away, but she ordered matching ones so that they would both have the same style grave marker. Now, you can see the grave markers here that she had picked out. You can see them side by side, and the original grave marker that Frank Sinatra had. Now, Barbara Sinatra died on July 25, 2017, and she's buried right next to Frank. Now, this is what the grave markers looked like until Thanksgiving weekend of 2020. Sometime during that weekend, someone took most likely a hammer or some type of instrument like that and vandalized Frank Sinatra's grave marker. Most of the damage was apparently done trying to remove the word husband. Cemetery caretakers were notified, and police may or may not have been called. But as a reporter found out about a year or so ago, no one really wants to talk about it. Not the cemetery, not the police, and not the family. So the damaged marker had to be replaced. It was just too heavily vandalized. So a new marker was made, I'm assuming with the input of the daughters, Tina and Nancy. And this is the new grave marker that's been here since about December of 2020. And as you can see on there, the saying, "Sleep warm, Papa." And then Barbara's is still the same one that she had picked out. Now, no one was ever prosecuted for this crime. Nothing doesn't seem like was really done about it. But if you've come out to visit Frank Sinatra's grave and you saw one marker and you come out today, here's this one here. So that's the reason for that. So that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for our video on the mystery surrounding Frank Sinatra's grave marker. I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And we will see you next time on Discover This.